I'm pretty excited to see what is actually what's actually in here.
Locked, but I have the key. This place looks a lot bigger on the inside.
Ha.
It is a lot bigger on the inside. Okay, this is freaky. I feel dizzy. There
Well, this
must
is
be magic
obviously
here because
glowing.
this makes no sense. Things can't be bigger on the inside than on the outside. Then again, why should I be surprised? I've seen weirder things. Weird is my new normal.
Lots of
Right,
books.
so, clues. Abnaxus must have been a big believer in crystals. Or maybe this is how people light their houses. Maybe this is totally normal for Arcadia. Those are some portentous-looking books. I wish I could read them.
Let's get Aino in here. She'd have a great time.
This place has the slightly tacky ambience of a New Age shop.
How does Zoe feel about stairs? Zoe much more comfortable with stairs than Kiana is.
Abnaxus was a very well-read man, thing. Abnaxus must have made the bed before leaving for good. That's kind of sad and eerie.
Can we take a nap? That seems, you know, I guess on brand for Zoe to do. But I'm gonna explore a little bit first. Cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
What?
Who's... Oh, God.
I must apologize, ma'am. I didn't mean to frighten you.
Oh,
Zoe Castillo.
that's
You're the last
Brian,
person
isn't
I
it?
expected to find here.
I remember him from my last visit to Mercuria.
Yeah.
He's right. This is a very odd coincidence. I have no memory of this man.
I mean,
I remember him... Brian, right?
Right. Brian. Brian Westhouse. We spent a few days in cramped quarters on a small airship. I'd be surprised if you didn't remember me.
It's been a confusing year. For a while, I remember nothing. Even when I tried my best to remember, I couldn't. Well, not until now.
you're welcome, I guess.
I know that feeling all too well, Miss Castillo. So you're back in Mercuria, and in this place of all places. How in the name of the balance did you get inside? People have been trying for years, but this house has strong wards. Venar magic, the oldest there is. And now I understand why. It's a treasure trove.
Wait, did you just come in behind
Wait,
me?
Is that the annals of dreaming? Good God, that's a lost treasure. Only 5 were ever made.
Why be secretive about it? I'm sure I can trust him. I'm not sure I want to tell this man absolutely everything yet. I know my way around wards.
So I see.
I don't
Your
know.
talents run deeper than I remember, Miss Castillo. I'm impressed. Pardon my curiosity, but what are you looking for here? Abnaxus himself vanished a decade ago.
I don't like being snuck up on.
I should trust Brian. There's no point hiding anything from him. It's not that I don't trust him, but... I was just curious about what was in here.
You know what they say about curiosity, Miss Castillo?
It killed the cat?
What? No. Curiosity is the doorway to knowledge and wisdom. Looks like I picked the perfect day for a stroll in the green. I was wondering why that odorous Hilarious fellow wasn't still trying to chop this tree down. Now I know. Let's see if we find anything interesting, shall we?
I don't know. Something about this guy is really menacing.
Mr. Westhouse, Brian. He seems very enthusiastic and friendly. Probably. I have a hard time reading him, to be honest.
Oh.
Looks like a handwritten note.
I can read that.
Interesting.
It's another one of Abnaxus's notes.
Don't offer Holmes box Zatarans, then I have no idea, sorry. Well, I don't know, I guess maybe it's just the fact that it's like, they gave me 2 dialogue options. They're both like, I can trust this man. That makes me suspicious. I don't know.
Someone's been sleeping in my bed, said Papa Bear, before mauling Goldilocks and devouring her whole. Don't ever mess with fairy tale creatures. There are enough musty old books here to fill a university library's special collection of musty old books.
And it was right here under my nose.
I guess we should talk to him.
Have you found anything of interest? Keep looking. This place is a treasure trove.
Well, okay. I really want a crystal, but that's just me.
Without a reference to the Purple Mountains, that map won't help me. It's a map of the Northlands, and the border mountains are right at the top, but no Purple Mountains. Lots of other mountains, though.
That one's a lot clearer, but looks more obviously not in a language I can understand.
I was right.
That just sounds so menacing. I don't know, maybe something's gotten to him in the past year or so. Man, this is just like with Saga. It's just, look. It's the hidden object portion of the game.
Part. But at
Please
least
enjoy.
Now I know.
Maybe 3's enough. 3's a good number, eh? Wait. Four's a weird number. I think 5 would be
I see.
probably more appropriate.
I'll make a note of that.
I really just have to scour the whole house looking for stuff. It's not the most enjoyable thing in the world.
Interesting.
Westhouse might be able to decipher that note. Notes. Notes everywhere. Looks like a handwritten note.
Oh. I'll check with him just in case. But I have a feeling like we're gonna have to find another one.
Abnaxus left so much behind. There's a wealth of information here.
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one.
What do you think this means?
I'm not sure there's much to learn from that one.
This looks interesting.
The first dreamer references in the annals of dreaming. That's this book right here. And the chapter about the first dream, it's certainly a starting point. Let's see what it says.
Can you read that book?
I've lived in Arcadia for decades, and there hasn't been much to do aside from studying ancient texts, so yes, I can read this book. Let's see, the chapter in question speaks of the Ular. They are said to be wardens of the Dreaming One.
It's probably us.
Whatever that means. It's a rough translation. The English language isn't quite up to the task. The Ular and the Yete, one people that split into two. That sounds familiar. It says here the Yete left the Purple Mountains to go south to burrow into the ground. Something about a well of dreams. I mean, I don't know how much of this is true and how much is fantasy or prophecy. It's a difficult book to
Didn't we,
decipher. There's Also something about two dreamers becoming one? It's vague. This is almost certainly a prophecy of some sort. The Ular live on Cloud Peak. It's in the mountains of Yedra. Where's that on the map? Ah, there it is. Straight north across the plains, right in the middle of the border mountains. This is an old book, so I don't know if they still live there. I've never heard of the Ular. They might all be dead.
Didn't we find like a well of dreams or something, like under the Journeyman Inn or something? I don't know.
Here's another note.
On the matter of the kin and the approaching War of the Balance. By Jove, this is the information we've been looking for. I can't believe it was right here all this time.
Who's we?
Your help has been invaluable, Zoe. I'm in your debt.
That note fell out of the annals when Westhouse turned the pages. That note fell out of the annals when Westhouse turned the pages. It's another one of Abnaxus's notes.
Well,
this note fell out from the pages of the annals.
when you turned the pages.
Soulless stone?
I'm not sure. The Soul Stone was taken from Luke's by the warlock Clax.
Oh, no, not
It must
Clax.
be retrieved, or the past, present, and future will cease to be.
That sounds ominous.
It does indeed. I don't know about any Soul Stone, but I'm guessing this Clax fellow does. I wonder if Abnaxus means old Roper Clax. April told me his story. He was a two-bit wizard who resided in a floating castle up north near the border mountains. April said she taught him a lesson. She didn't get into any details, but he lost his castle. Last I heard, he's doing children's theater here in town. Reformed, apparently, if that's a thing a wizard is capable of. Sounds like this Soul Stone is important.
Never trust a wizard. Well,
If you see anything that looks relevant, let me know. I can probably decipher it for you.
Let's see. There. Cloud Peak, just like the book said. This is it. This shows the way to the Purple Mountains. I'm sure Abnaxus won't mind me borrowing this. I'll return it to him in person.
War of
if I
the
make it to Cloud
Balance.
Peak.
okay.
Finally,
does say
something
when you're ready.
concrete.
Well, I guess is that it? Or
I'm sorry, did you want something?
he's not telling me to look around anymore, so I guess it makes me uncomfortable that it says when you're ready, as if there's more to find here, but I feel like I scoured the place. Probably not completely, you know,
I can't
exhaustively.
wait to tell them.
But I did my best. So yeah, let's find Roper
I should
Clax.
get going. Should we...
Would you mind terribly if I stayed here to read these books?
Well, it's private property, isn't it?
Abnaxus isn't coming back, and I've been itching for a chance to peruse his library for years now. I promise I won't remove anything or make a mess.
It doesn't look like Brian's going to do any damage to the place. He's respectful and curious. It couldn't hurt to let him stay. He might have the best of intentions, but I made a promise to Blind Bob. I'd feel awful if anything happened to Abnaxus's abode.
No.
I'm sorry, I don't think I can let you stay in here.
I'm not sure I need your permission.
Yeah.
Only joking. I understand. I'll take my leave now, Miss Castillo. I certainly hope we'll see each other again soon.
Why has he become so menacing? Well, whatever. I did the thing. He left. We didn't get murdered, so that's good, I guess.
Didn't you say something about a wizard and a puppet show?
Nope.
No, you did. You said something about a show in the square.
I did not.
Crow.
Oh, right! Roper Clax's Fingerlings! Man, that show's great. A modern classic.
Clax. He's the wizard April Ryan fought.
That's right. He was behaving badly, so she fought him and trapped him inside some sort of calculating machine. Pretty clever stuff.
Where can I find this puppet show?
I'll show you.
Alright, well, thank you. You know, wherever he went. Crow. That's fine. There he is. Find the fingerlings. You know, fingerling potatoes are delicious. They have a really thin skin that's really easy to eat, so you don't have to peel them.
The city feels
They're pretty flavorful, really easy to cook. Useful in a wide variety of dishes. Just a fun culinary fact. Oh. Got it. Okay. This looks like it's gonna be— wait, April and Max. April's all angry. Oh, Clax. That makes more sense than Max, but I give myself credit for misreading it. April. Well, this is gonna be real dumb. How do I get the show started? There's a— who's it saying I can talk to?
2 words. Decorative yams.
Classic.
That is the content that I crave.
These pipes are everywhere. I'm sure they weren't here the last time around.
Hello?
Roper Clax, I presume. He looks wizardly. As in, how I expected wizards to look when I was 10.
If you seek an autograph, you must purchase my book first. It's on sale today. Only
No, sorry. I need to talk to you.
talk. Well, I only have a few minutes before my show begins,
Which
but
I am
I'm
dying to
sure I
see.
can spare a couple of them for a pretty young thing like you.
Oh, don't be weird. Okay,
This has to be the right man. Didn't he and April have some sort of confrontation?
it's probably not asking about that first.
It's an odd name for a children's puppet show. You are Roper Clax, right? The wizard?
Who told you that?
Well, that sign, for one.
No, the wizard part. Who told you? I mean, I'm merely a humble finger puppeteer trying to make an honest living in a cold and heartless world.
But you were a wizard once.
Fully rehabilitated, I don't go anywhere near sorcery, not anymore. You should really read my highly acclaimed and best-selling memoir, A Farewell to My Wizarding Ways. It's a thrilling story of redemption and romance, of dashing heroes and wicked villainesses, of flying castles and curious calculating devices. Every word of it as true as the night is dark and the day is bright, of course.
It's the Fingerlings.
Ah, my beloved finger puppets, beloved by all children and critics alike. Gilbert Grutton of the Daily Mercurian called my show simply astonishing and wrote that it was quite impossible to look away. I couldn't believe my eyes and like a slow-motion cart wreck. You see, the Fingerlings represent a revolution in finger puppeteering, or as I call it, fingering,
Oh, no.
trademark and patent pending. The women in particular are quite ecstatic about it. Stay for the
Oh,
show.
no.
I guarantee a good time.
Didn't he and April have some sort of confrontation? Do you remember April Ryan?
April Ryan? Oh, yes, of course, absolutely, certainly, naturally. The bitch.
Hey!
The brave young woman who came to my castle and stole it. And helped me put my sorceress past behind me. How could I possibly forget?
He's obviously got some issues with April. I'd be curious to learn more.
Yeah.
So, about April.
Why does everyone want to talk about April Ryan? She was just a weak little human who stumbled onto things she didn't. No, I must apologize. You see, April and I had some disagreements in the past. I'm past that now. I'm a different person. As for April Ryan, I hear she suffered an ignoble death at the hands of our Azadi benefactors. What a shame. What a terrible, terrible shame.
Cool. Anyway.
I might as well get right to it, seeing as his show is about to begin. Do you recall owning a soul stone?
A soul stone? I don't know what you're talking about.
I was just wondering, since there are so many impressive tales about your powers where I come from.
And where would that be? That was a long time ago. In another life. I've moved on. I'm a different person now in every way.
I was just wondering what happened to the stone.
She took it, that bitch. Balance? Pardon me?
It's extremely
don't
rude.
know where that came from.
Who?
The Yaga, the wicked witch of the north, as these simpletons call her. As if they have any idea who and what she truly is. She lurks in Riverwood
wait.
in the dark places. She feeds on that stone.
He's mentioned
like
2 women and called both of them bitches.
Like I said, that's in the past, and I've left it all behind long ago.
Okay.
Now I make an honest living bringing joy to children through my most excellent and revolutionary finger puppet theater.
Well,
And on that note, I must beg your pardon, young miss. The show is about to begin.
Can we please talk again afterwards? I have some more questions.
Sure. Absolutely. After the show. Yes. Toodaloo.
Yes, here we go. This is gonna be so good.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and... well, humans. And you, Azadi soldiers standing over there, you're welcome to watch, just don't rattle your sabers or rustle your suits. Welcome to this morning's performance of... The Fingerlings. I am your host and puppeteer, Roper Clax, esteemed thespian and raconteur, author and entrepreneur. My book is available for purchase with a free personalized dedication. Speak to me after the show. A donation is both appreciated and expected. Drop your coins into the box after the show. Remember that every iron piece goes towards a good purpose.
Woohoo! Go Fingerlings!
My beloved Fingerlings, handcrafted reproductions of renowned actors from across Arcadia, immortalized in finger puppet form by skilled artisans. Using only the finest fabrics and natural materials, these lovely creatures are as dear to me as children, and as talented and protean as the finest human players. You're all welcome to approach the stage after the show, of course, to admire my finely crafted miniatures up close.
I wonder if these are
and
Kickstarter backers.
intimately. No food, no touching, no children. And now, beloved audience, prepare yourselves for a journey into mystery, for a true story of wizardry and magic. I present to you The Tale of the Good-Hearted Wizard and the Villainous Winch. Once upon a time, in the distant north, there lived a kindly old wizard in a wonderful flying castle. This very friendly wizard liked to tease and toy with the people of the land, and sometimes he would do silly things like turn them into stone or
This kind of
furry
seems like
animals
pro-wizard
and
propaganda
bottle up
here.
the wind.
Like, how does he get away with this?
Naturally, he meant no harm, and the people of the land loved the wizard like they would a grandfather, a very young and very, very handsome grandfather. But one day, an evil sorceress from a distant land came to visit the kindly wizard. This
Look at his big ol'
ugly,
anime eyes.
selfish witch didn't understand that the wizard was only trying to make people happy. She used her dark sorcery to steal all of his possessions and trap him inside a tiny little box where the gentle wizard was barely able to breathe. The poor old man was trapped for many moons inside this box before a benevolent wandering god arrived to free him from his prison. The wizard pledged eternal allegiance to the wandering god in return for vengeance against the cruel witch who trapped him. Together they...
There he is, Commander. The dangerous loon who's corrupting our youth with his occult finger rings.
I did wonder.
What? What's this? What are you doing? What's going on? You can't... Hey! Hey, hands off!
You're teaching children of magic, old man. You ought to know better.
Release me, you dishonorable brute!
By the authority vested in me by the Greater Azadi Empire and the Emissary, and in accordance with provisional imperial law prohibiting any and all teachings of occult magic, I'm taking you into custody.
You can't do this! You don't know who I am!
Tell it to the magistrate, wizard.
My fingerlings! My precious handcrafted fingerlings! No!
Probably should have seen that coming.
I cannot believe that they arrested him. What a travesty.
Well, I think that's probably enough for this video. Next time we'll talk to Crow.